Hey, what's up? This is Ross's Movie Reviews, and I have not done a anything on movies in quite some time. And as you can see, this week is the big release of Superman versus Batman. Everybody's all excited about that, and I hope it does well so that we can get a DC universe. So, I am going to venture in basically jotting down. It's going to be a two-part video where I'm basically going to be jotting down my favorite Superman's movies from basically what I believe in order is from the best to worst, and just a small rundown of what they're about and stuff like that. Okay. Let's go from worst to best. Okay, what do I think is the worst Superman film ever made? Well, that's very easy. And I'm doing this on terms of quality of film itself. And I'm just going to put this out there. Superman 4: The Quest for Peace. Superman 4 was a dreaded production from beginning to end because Golan Globus and their grateful company basically slashed the budget of Superman 4 completely in half, and believe me, it absolutely shows. The mistakes are just absolutely rampant in the whole entire movie. Not only that, but Gene Hackman just looks like he's there for a favor to Christopher Reeve. Christopher Reeve, who I really feel bad for, just, he just looked like you could see in his face that it was just an awful production for him. And I really feel bad for him when he was doing it because he produced it himself. And they kind of shafted him and basically just, kind of threw him under the bus. And he tried to make a great movie, but it didn't work out. Now, there is a definitive cut out there, but it's very hard to find. It's kind of like the Cabal cut of Nightbreed. It's very difficult to find. Okay, let's go. Let's do this fast and go with the next movie. Superman 3. Well, Superman 3 is a movie that starred Christopher Reeve again, and it just seemed like it was basically what I would call a farce. They kind of made Superman into a complete farce, and it was really ridiculous. And, they didn't even give him a good bad guy at the end. He was just fighting a supercomputer, that was made by these two high-end this computer company and stuff like that. And it was all devised by Richard Pryor, excuse me. And sorry about that. And Richard Pryor is kind of used as the comedic relief in this, and it's just absolutely not very good. I don't like how they turned Superman into a complete farce. You can tell that Christopher Reeve just does not want to do this. He just didn't want to be Superman to be reduced to just absolutely just a comedy, just a comic gimmick. There is one redeeming part in the movie where Christopher Reeve has to face his nemesis Superman when he's Clark Kent in the movie, kind of like his bad Superman, a bizarro Superman. It kind of is pretty awesome. That's probably the only redeeming fact, and it's really, in fact, the only reason why Christopher Reeve wanted to do a third movie in the first place. So let's get on to the next movie that I thought was good, and that was Man of Steel. Okay, now Man of Steel was basically, we have the new Superman, the current Superman, who is Henry Cavill, And he does an amazing job as Superman. Absolutely incredible. Just an amazing Superman and stuff like that. Probably the second best Superman we have next to Christopher Reeve. Who Christopher Reeve is like the immortal Superman in the movies. Nobody will ever beat him as far as I'm concerned. It's a good storyline, except everybody seems to not like the ending where Zod and Superman goes to war, which is the protagonist of the start of apparently Batman versus Superman. And to me, I didn't really care. I mean, here are two super beings with amazing and extraordinary superpowers going to war. Superman had to stop him for some apparent reason. And yes, the destruction is beyond belief. But I don't see any more destruction in this movie than I've seen in any other Michael Bay movie. Clearly, you could compare it to Transformers 4 and it's just the same. So it doesn't really make any sense about the complaints and stuff like that to me. Then at the end, the controversial ending where Superman kills someone, or it looks like he kills someone at the end. So a lot of people complain about that. I think it's a fairly good movie. It's really good, and then that's what I kind of think about it. Now the next movie, Superman Returns, with Brandon Routh, which basically was came as a reboot after Superman 4: The Quest for Peace. Brandon Routh was basically slated to play Superman, and Bryan Singer's Superman Returns was basically kind of a little bit of a... To me, it's almost basically the true third Superman movie. Because it basically takes place between Superman the movie and Superman 2. Alright, so basically you have Brandon Routh, and you have, and you have all this stuff with the story of basically a Superman 2 style story with kind of their own twist, Bryan Singer's twist to it. And it was kind of a homage, what I think, of the Richard Donner films, and the Richard Donner film. And I think that, let's give it up, man. The biggest standout is Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor. Absolutely awesome. Great character. He did a great job as Lex Luthor. Okay, let's quickly go into the next movie that I think is the best, Superman the movie. Now, had we not gotten this movie, okay, you could basically trace every single superhero movie, big budget superhero movie, back to Superman the movie. Because had we not gotten Superman the movie, we would never even get the Marvel Cinematic Universe or the DC Cinematic Universe or every other superhero movie before it, because Superman the movie, I don't give a crap what anybody says, it is the godfather of superhero movies. Superman was the movie was the first attempt at a huge big budget movie of a superhero movie, and boy did they ever deliver. This movie, I never get tired of watching. An amazing movie. Christopher Reeve gives an absolutely astonishing performance. He proves in the first movie why he is the absolute best Superman in the history of Superman movies. Period. There is no Superman that is better than Christopher Reeve. None. Okay. Now it was a great movie, but how could they top Superman the movie when it was so absolutely epic and everything like that? Well, they did. Superman 2. Now, I prefer the Richard Donner cut because the Richard Donner cut has a whole new level of Superman that you've never seen before, and it really fleshes out the story better and stuff. And what we get in Superman 2 is we get Superman up against 3 villains in the movie, and we get the story of them, how they came to Earth, and how they're challenging Superman and trying to find the son of Jor-El and we get Gene Hackman back, who plays an amazing Lex Luthor. Absolutely amazing Lex Luthor, and also we get all the cast back from the original, most of it, and just an amazing story. It proves why it is the best Superman film to date. Absolutely amazing cast. Terrence Stamp, absolutely incredible Zod. Just absolutely a menace on the screen. You can tell his presence on the screen. You can tell he's enjoying doing every minute of Zod. And I'll tell you one thing right now. Movie deserves 5 stars. It is my favorite Superman movie, period. Okay. Thank you for watching this movie. And in the next video, we will trace every single Batman, and I will try to make it in this movie. Every single Batman we can. We'll go from worst to best. Okay. Thank you for watching, and you have a nice day.